up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So today we're talking about the recently buffed Harrow Helminth ability, CONDEMN, and how crazy the range is now that it's been buffed. So we'll be going over that, showing some potential ideas for you to use this CONDEMN ability on, because I actually do think it is a very, very high-tier Helminth option now for frames that build a decent amount of range. So we're talking like, this is like seriously close to the same levels of like Ensnare and all that kind of stuff. So before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to the YouTube channel and all that stuff, and make sure you check out the live stream channel as well. We will be live streaming a lot more going forward. Alright, so let's just briefly go over CONDEMN. I did talk about this in my Harrow got buffed video, but I did not really realize the extent of how crazy this potentially could be, as this is his Helminth option. So we've got CONDEMN with a max range, 280% range build. It says 56 meters on the ability screen right here. Now remember, whenever you chain an enemy with this, it makes them very easy to get headshots on. It also gives you shield, and they are stunned for a period of time. So the range goes up with range mods, obviously. The amount of strength you get per enemy hit with the chains is going to get scale with strength. So we have negative strength. You only get 60 shield per enemy. Honestly, it's kind of fine. And then we also have duration, telling you how long the enemies will be stunned by the chains. So it says 56 meters right there. Let's just show how crazy it actually is. Okay, so we're going to go, I think this is like going to be 80 meters. We're going to try to chain this guy right here. He is the furthest away enemy that we can get in this simulacrum room. So about 80 meters. I'm going to go all the way on top of this thing. There's no way a 56 meter ability should hit that guy, right? Well, it did hit him. And that's going to be giving you about 30 extra meters of range because how this ability scales with strength now. And that gave him, if you notice my shield bar, gave him like basically entirely full overshields. And it makes them sitting ducks for getting a headshot on them with some weapon like maybe the Nell Prime. If you want to become a mini Harrow Prime on your own, you could use the Nell Prime and just have easy headshots. Remember, while you're scoped, you can actually cast it. It's a one-handed ability. And additionally, that stun does work on Acolytes and Demolists. So here is stunning an Acolyte. And remember, if you're using the Zymos, which is going to be really good with headshots, using things like Avenger will give you red crits. We've also got a Demolist getting stunned right here. Yeah, so Demolists are actually somewhat immune, resistant to abilities, so you'll stun them like once or twice, and they'll start resisting it more and more. So you can only chain the Demolist like 3 or 4 times with these Harrow chains, the CONDEMN ability, until they're basically completely resistant to it. But so here's the thing. I'd say you want to be building CONDEMN on frames that mod for a lot of range, or basically max range. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't really mod for max range on many frames. But I do mod for max range on Equinox and Equinox Prime for the Dayform nuke build, because it just lets you cover an entire huge area with your 4. So the way I'm looking at this, if you use my Loot Equinox build from the other day and you are maybe trying to repurpose it for survivals or something like that, this is very good. Did I mention this CONDEMN wave can actually go through walls? This is so much better than Sentient Wrath. The fact that they buffed the CONDEMN so much makes me think Sentient Wrath is a joke in ability, because Sentient Wrath actually requires power strength to scale up how many enemies it can hit. And here's the build I was utilizing here. It's very hard to fit additional, like if you want to fit power strength on here, good luck, because where are you going to fit it? I really like Natural Talent on Equinox. It also makes the cast speed for CONDEMN much faster. But if you want max range, you're running like 4 range mods. We've got Prime Continuity to give us some extra duration, which is nice for efficiency for the 4, and then also just duration of the stun. Fitting on strength is not going to be very easy here, but if you want, you can probably make it work on some other frames. So like I said, the Nell Prime, you're basically mini Harrow now, because you're going to have Harrow's first ability, setting enemies up for finishers, making it real easy for you. If you want to use Galvanized Crosshairs, like I said, as a repurpose in a video, or revisit in a video, there you go. Just you are Harrow. You are basically just mini Harrow. And like with 2 range mods, you'll probably be hitting from like, about 60 meters is my guess. So yeah, really, really nice. Like I said, you get like basically full overshields as well. And they're just sitting ducks for the headshots. Get those headshot kills. Should be in red crit country here pretty soon. And of course, this is, let's show it in an actual like fissure mission, because this is just in the simulacrum. These guys are paused. Guys, I was blown away how crazy this is in mission. Is this the clip I want to show? All right, so look at this. I'm going to go into this hallway. It goes around corners. It goes through doorways. These guys, look at these guys are stunned. How did they get, look at that! What is the radius on this thing, or like the width of it, is like 30 meters, dude. And I'm not even corrupted. So you can like basically CC an entire room with one cast of this ability, depending where the enemies are standing, and get full overshields yourself. And like I said, it works on Acolytes, it works on Demolus. It's really, really, really good. And it makes weapons like the Zymos and the Nell a little bit more enticing. Of course, I am rocking the Kuvazar in this gameplay footage right here, and I'd still use the Kuvazar over any of those, like, you know, gimmicky single-target headshot weapons. But this is definitely making them a lot more interesting, for sure. If they do bug fix the Nell Prime, which I'm hoping they do very soon, where it's losing its full auto mode while it's in the buff you use Operator, I can see myself using the Nell Prime a lot, because, like, yeah, I could use like a CO procer like the Epitaph or the Kuva Nucor or the Cyclone or something like that, but if I want an actual DPS secondary, the Nell Prime is like really, really up there, honestly. It is single target, of course, but yeah, this is great. And especially on, like, you'd think like, oh, it's a wave that travels forward. It won't go upstairs or won't go across like gaps and stuff. It goes across gaps. This thing is like a crowd control wave of. You can't stop it. Like, I guess like a completely thick wall could stop it. These guys are getting chained nowhere near where I'm aiming, and they are sitting ducks. Like, this works regardless of what level they are. And like I said, it does work on Acolytes and all that. So yeah. Really, really nice. Now, it is going to take some getting used to see where to figure out where the hitbox is for you and whoever your build is. If you're running like Augur Secrets, or rather Augur Reach and like Stretch and not overextended or whatever, it will take some time getting used to it. But I think once you get used to this this playstyle, it will be really, really good. Now, of course, there is some you know, quality of life that Ensnare provides that this does not. One of them being Ensnare, you know, pulls enemies together, and they're also very easy to get headshots on. And I still say, like, you know, Ensnare is really, really, really good. Like, still a top tier option. But the fact that this is actually in consideration now, I really appreciate that. Now, it seems that, you know, maybe they did buff Harrow a little bit too much. As you can see, like, this is... Those guys got chained. What? Like, how did they get chained? I'll take it, I guess. But, like, they buff this ability a lot. And unfortunately, there's not really any augments as far as Helminth's concerned. I believe the only augment for Condemn requires you to have, I think, Harrow's 2 or his 3 active as well. So don't worry about the augment for this. And, like I said, you have lots of options as far as frames to use this on. Yeah, the augment for Harrow's 1 is called Tribunal. Let's just quickly show what that does here. Alright, we're going to go into some higher level gameplay here in a second too. So, other players will trigger 50% of the effect of Penance and Thurible. Yeah, you can't use this with just Condemn. It only works on Harrow because you need his Tribunal and his Condemn. So, that's unfortunate, but it's whatever. I don't want to even use a mod slot and an augment on this thing anyway, just because I need all that range. I want Prime Breach, or Prime Flow and all that, so... Yeah, let me know if you guys think this is like a really, really good Helminth option like I do. Like, I honestly am blown away at how useful this is and how, like, the range is so crazy. And let's just show some higher level gameplay here. So we're at, what level are these guys at? Now, this is just a fissure. It does work on the Steelpath. These are level 200, so, you know, you're about 76 minutes into a fissure. That's what level enemies you're going to be looking at on the Kuva Fortress. Like I said, you might not think this is worth it. I think this is worth it. I'm just trying to think of what other frames this would be good on. I bet it'd be okay on Hildren. You know, Hildren likes to have big shields. Hildren doesn't really have much CC already. So maybe replacing Hildren's 4 or something like that with Condemn could be really good. Also, another nice thing is that since Harrow Prime just came out, if you had normal Harrow and you didn't have the Helminth before, here's your wake-up call to subsume your old Harrow and just start using Harrow Prime, because you can now have a really good Helminth option that is not meta, but is pretty close to meta, I'd say. It does not do a damage buff. So, like, here's some pluses for Sentient Wrath versus this. Sentient Wrath, you know, it goes behind you. They did buff Condemn to do a small circle around you when you cast it, but it's not going, like, really far behind you like Sentient Wrath does. Sentient Wrath also provides a damage debuff, but it does make the enemies kind of hard to hit headshots on as they're, like, flying around in the lifted stats effect. So if you're trying to go for something like the Nell or the Zymos like I was telling you about, we have videos on those weapons on the channel. But, yeah, this is going to be really nice, making you a mini Harrow. Of course, you could run Arcane Avenger, which makes the Zymos red crit. That's also pretty good. And, yeah, I highly recommend it. Let me know what frames you guys would like to use down in the comments down below as well, because I'm actually probably going to revisit this again in the future. And with this negative strength, like I said, it's like 60 shields per hit. if you have like any normal amount of strength, you can get an entire shield gate and like 1 or 2 enemies hit. And you're gonna be hitting a lot more than 1 or 2 enemies in a survival with this ability. So, all right, guys, hope you found it helpful. It's really good. I highly recommend it. And this is just on a random Equinox build I threw it on just to see how strong it was. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy and peace.